Hello everybody, I'm Zenith Warrior Princess, the cutest of ghost buns, and once again I have moved along with my cats and everything. You can probably see moving stuff in the background, but that's not important because while we're, in the middle of move, well, I guess not in the middle of move, it's kind of the tail end, but we're still fine-tuning. While we're fine-tuning everything, it's time for another collection video! Yay! And here, filming with me, is my partner, Philip. How's it going, Philip?
It's going good. It's going good.
So, Phil is my camera person today, and we're just going to do another collection video because the last time we did PS1 and we did PS2, and we just did all that, and I was like, I've been meaning to do one for a while. It just takes forever to set up, and as you can see, I don't really have anything set up for this fully yet. I don't have enough shelves, I don't have enough this and that. We're working on it. But as of right now, we want to talk about two separate collections. And Kana wants to help us because Kana's over there doing her thing.
Kana's gonna have to watch out because if she tries to knock over the tripod, I'm gonna be like, no.
Yeah, Kana may be in this video, we don't know. But in any case, today we're gonna be talking about two collections. The PS1 and PS2 were just so big that they were their own separate collections, but this one is not going to be as big, and I don't have a lot of memories with this collection, so I'm combining the GameCube collection with the Wii, because both of these, they have special places, but I don't have a lot to say about some of these games, and some of them are donations and whatnot, and we do have some updates. So without further ado, let us begin the GameCube Wii collection session. Welcome back to the collection Bun Extras. Let's have some fun. So the first one today is actually one that I do have stuff to talk about. Gauntlet Dark Legacy is one of my favorite games as a kid. Gauntlet Dark Legacy is a multiplayer GameCube game. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons, but you go through and it's a hack and slash combat system. You have co-op and you go through and you play a lot, and it's just a lot of fun, and me and my friend would play, throughout the day, and, every time I would hear the words, Red Wizard needs food badly, Red Wizard is about to die, this has such memorable dungeon layouts, such memorable monsters, such memorable dialogue, and the bosses, this is the essence of D&D done right on console, and I had so much fun with it. So Gauntlet Dark Legacy, one of my top GameCube games. This should be in anyone's collection. No one talks about it, but it's very good.
Yeah, by the way, guys, every time she hands me a game, that is one game that I am stealing away from her collection, so yoink.
Oh, she's not stealing anything, because if she does, she's not going home. Hey! So these were actually donations from a friend. I have a friend who was a fan of the show, and they're like, hey, do you want some of my old GameCube games for your collection? Because a lot of them I did see, sell that I didn't need when I went from, the GameCube to the Wii. And it was a bad decision. I do regret it, and I regret some of the stuff that I did. And Kana says hi, she's trying to knock over the tripod. But it was a bad decision, so Legends of Wrestling 1 and 2. Know nothing about these games, donations from a fan-turned-friend, and I still have them. I'm going to check them out because I like wrestling. We got to see wrestling when we were down in California.
Then how you doing? Is it great? This is wrestling? Wrestle!
I hear these are really good games. I know nothing about them, so that's pretty much all I can say. This next one is actually very special. Luigi's Mansion, the first GameCube game I ever played. And I know a lot of people are like, it's not really a Mario game. It's not not what I was expecting. I love this game. Luigi's Mansion is just the perfect, I don't even know how to describe the type of gameplay. It's a perfect Ghostbusters game. You go in, you have a mansion, lots of ghosts, you suck up the ghosts. It's pure fun to me, and I didn't need it to be any longer than it is. A lot of people are like, oh, you can beat it in a day. I'm like, you can beat God of War in a day. That doesn't mean it's a bad game. It is a good game. I want to Bun Plays Luigi's Mansion at some point. This is a fantastic game. Highly recommend it. Should be in anyone's GameCube collection. Mario Kart Double Dash. Now, Mario Kart Double Dash is the only Mario Kart I've ever owned. I have a very special history. I never really like played Double Dash, but I think this was included in the bundle that I got for GameCube. So I played it with friends and I loved it. And I realized like years later I hadn't unlocked everything in it. I unlocked a few new things, but I think the thing I like about Double Dash the most, I played some of the other ones at my friend's house. Mario Kart 64, the battle modes are good, but Double Dash has the switching mechanic with 2 different riders. You can switch items on a dime. It has something different and unique, and the courses are a lot of fun. So this got a lot of use out of me. Definitely one that should be in anyone's GameCube collection. Probably my favorite Mario Kart, but I haven't played many. And now for the pride and joy of my collection. Metroid Prime 1 and Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Now I bought...
Switch them, that is triggering my OCD.
Oh, okay. These are games I played to death, and I'm gonna let you in on a story. This is a big thing. The reason I even got a GameCube in the first place, I went over to my friend John's house, and John had this game called Metroid Prime. I had never heard of Metroid at the time, and I played through it, and I'm like, that tutorial level had me hooked. It is so perfectly executed with the GameCube controller. I begged for a GameCube and this game, and then I got this one afterwards. These are 2 of my favorite games of all time. I know a lot of people say that 2 has like the Light and Dark World, they don't really like it, but I don't really remember having as many bad memories as Johnny or some of the other people. But this is a perfect game. Metroid Prime 1 is simply perfect. It has all this like, it is one of these open world exploration games that has all these hidden goodies, but at the same time, it's not hard to find everything. Plus, it was one of the few games where I actually had the strategy guide. If you see behind me up here are strategy guides. I have Metroid Prime 1 and 2 up here behind me, and I used them and I played through them, and it was just like I was a kid just playing through and like seeing all the secrets, and it helped me shape me into the gamer that I am today. These are 2 of my favorite games of all time. I haven't played any other Metroid game except for like the first minute of 3, and I didn't really like it, but like I'll give it a chance again. But I'm telling you, these are games that should be in any gamer's collection, regardless of if you have a GameCube or not, because these are some of the greatest games of all time. And if you have a GameCube and you don't have these, what are you waiting for? And now for another one that is near and dear to my heart. GameCube has some of the most special games to me. I think PS2 had a better library, but GameCube had so many memories for me, even though I didn't own a lot of games for it. Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time. Now, I know it was on PS2, but I didn't have it on PS2. I didn't know that it would eventually come to it, so I bought this on GameCube. And to this day, I think the GameCube controls for Sands of Time are the preferred method of playing it. This is just a superb game. It is very video gamey. Like the level design, like it doesn't make sense in a real world context, but when playing through it doesn't matter. It's such a fantastic story about a prince who dooms his entire kingdom by unleashing the Sands of Time, and he has to undo it. And he narrates the whole way through. It's like Bastion before Bastion became a thing, but it's such a great tale told from the first person structure. The rewinding mechanics may not have been new. I don't know if time splitters or anything came before this, but this certainly popularized it. This is definitely the origin of like time reversal and stuff, and this is Ubisoft taking a 2D side scroller and making it into a 3D game and making it work so damn well back when Ubisoft was actually trustworthy. So, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, I only have the GameCube version because the GameCube version is where I started. The other 2 I have on PS2, but this is the game that I spent so much time as a kid playing through. This is a fantastic game. I love it. So this next batch, I don't have much to say about, because it's kind of like Onimusha in that I have these games, and I know I'm a fan of the series, I just haven't played much of them.
Resident Evil.
So we have Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil,
Which is the remake.
the remake for GameCube, not the original PS1. I need to get that one. We have Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And I'm going to give these to Phil because I don't really have that much to say, because Resident Evil 4 is the game that I started with. And that's why I went back and got all these for a GameCube, because Resident Evil 4 is such a good game. Problem is, I don't have it in my collection anymore. I sold it when I switched from the Wii to the Wii U or something like that. I don't have it in any of my collections, and that's a shame. I'm constantly kicking myself for stuff that I sold when I was a kid, but back then I didn't. I was just like, well, I played the death out of this game, I'm not going to play it again. I want it again. So it's like, it's one of those things. Resident Evil 4, great game, maybe want to go and play it, and I have them all in my collection. I just haven't taken the time to play yet, but I will. Skies of Arcadia Legends. This is a weird one because I believe this was a donation from a fan who wanted me to review it, but I can't remember. I might have picked it out myself, I might not have. This is one of those that I just can't remember, but I heard a lot about it. Like, it's about Sky Pirates, and I love Sky Pirates, so I tried it. I played quite a bit of it for a review that never went out, but from like the 2 or so hours, maybe 5 or 6 hours that I played of the game, I really love it. Everyone recommends Skies of Arcadia. I believe this is, original was on the Dreamcast, and then they ported
Saturn, I believe.
Saturn? Okay. But Skies of Arcadia Legends, any GameCube's collection, play it. This is one of the best JRPGs. I just need to finish it, but I can definitely say from the time I played with it, it is worth your time.
Holy shit! Actually, you're right. It was the Dreamcast, huh?
It was the Dreamcast. I was right.
I think I'm thinking of. I believe that the game I'm thinking of is Panzer Dragoon, I believe. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So yeah, it's one of those things where I know kind of the story behind why I got that game, but like I don't even know. This one, Sonic Gems Collection. Now this one is recent. It's actually like nearly new. This one I bought online, and it was very cheap, but the seller had it in such good condition. I am very impressed. But also because this is from Patreon. The Patreons helped pay for this. I bought this mostly because of Bun Plays. So I used the Patreon money to help me get this for like, I think it was $20, like nearly brand new. And I am endlessly grateful for my patrons, because I up front, the Patreon money is used to support the show, and I wanted to get as much stuff ready for when Phil was going to come here. And the Gems Collection, I mean, we were about to play CD next, but we also need it for Sonic R and Sonic the Fighters. So, like, these two we're going to be recording while Phil's here.
No.
We already got the Sonic CD stuff all well and done. We're going to start recording Sonic 3 Knuckles this coming weekend. This is something that we needed to get very quick so that we can continue doing things while Phil was here. But, like, thank you so much to my patrons. From the bottom of my heart, I'm really, really so thankful. And I know some people say that and don't mean it, but like really, like, I don't have a lot of physical money. A lot of my money goes to like just upkeep of what I have in my collection for videos. But even still, like the fact that you're just like, I told you, hey, this is what this is going for. You guys cool with it? It's like, no, yeah, buy this. We want to see more Sonic. I'm like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is a special one. Star Fox Adventures, or Starfax Temperatures, or whatever you want to call it. This is my favorite Star Fox game. And I know, a lot of people are like, wait, what? This was my... It's hard to say because, like, I'm a big fan of Zelda, so, like, seeing Star Fox and Zelda is good, but I played the original Star Fox on the SNES. I played a little bit of Star Fox 64. I was just bad at those games. I didn't like them as a kid. But then I picked this up, and I fell in love. There's problems. There's a part where you have to mash the A button, and it's so hard to do. It is so difficult, and there's also the annoying dinosaur that follows you around, and this is not supposed to be a Star Fox game at all. But that's what I like about it. It's really not a Star Fox game, it's an RPG that plays like Zelda. You go through a bunch of temples, you have a lot of stuff to find. It's just enjoyable for me.
So what you're saying is that it's your favorite Star Fox game because it's the only one where you don't have to get good.
It's the only Star Fox game that's not Star Fox.
Yeah, so you don't have to get good at it.
I'm bad at retro games, okay? And also there's just more meat content to it. There's more to do, there's more to see, and I like the characters. Crystal got the shaft, but you know, aside from that, I really like what this game set out to do. I know it's Dinosaur Planet, but for me, this is my Star Fox game. And I know that may be upsetting to a lot of people, but this is my favorite Star Fox game. This is another special one, Tales of Symphonia. This is my first Tales game. Tales of Symphonia, I was actually in college, and my roommate at the time, Lewis, not Linkara, a different Lewis, he was playing this game. I'm like, what are you playing? He's like, oh, it's Tales of Symphonia, you never heard of it? I'm like, I saw the battle system, I fell in love, so I went and got it. The funny thing is, while this is currently my favorite story of Tales so far, and Grace's F has my favorite gameplay, the problem is, I haven't actually finished this because this game is so damn long. I've gotten to the second world, but like there's so much to do in the game. It is crazy, but it has some of my favorite characters of all time. Lloyd, also known as Robin. Lloyd is one of my favorite main characters, but it also has the hot, cold scene where this character is losing the ability to feel and sense things. Every character has a story to tell, and I just love it from start to finish. And one of my crackpot theories is that the other swordsman who Lloyd tags along with, like I kept putting out crackpot theories that he was either like a future version of Lloyd because he used the same attacks, or he was really his dad because we never learn about his dad. But there's like so many deep things in this game about humans being turned into like these material like crystals, and people being treated as slaves, and there's like this classist mentality and just fighting this fascist power. There's so much to this RPG. This is one of my favorites of all time, even if I haven't beaten it. I will one day, I promise. But you owe it to yourself to at least play this, or the PS3 remaster, which isn't as good, but you know, it's still at least there. Okay, I know nothing about this game. This was another donation from a fan. Time Splitters 2. I believe Time Splitters was the first to do the bullet time, but I don't know anything about Time Splitters. So all I can say, fan donation, thank you. I will play it one day. I don't have the first game. The Incredibles, another fan donation. This was the same fan who gave me the other games. It was just like they were trying to get rid of their collection. We tried it out on the GameCube. It plays really well, so I'm looking forward to trying it out. It looks like it has as much fun as the movie, like doing stuff, although it is a little bit dark at points. It's a licensed video game, but I am intrigued, maybe for a licensed media limbo episode. But I do like The Incredibles. Alright, my friends, we have gotten to the last of the GameCube ones. That's why I kind of wanted to do this as a combination with the Wii, because there's not a lot of games that really mean stuff, but the ones that mean stuff mean a lot. And this one means a lot. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, however, it is the 2-game bonus disc with Master Quest. My friend Ray had a bunch of games at his house that I played. I never owned an N64 until recently from my cousin, but I would go over his house and I'd play a bunch of games. I played the original like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time all the time, and when it came out on GameCube, I'm like, I have a GameCube, but I'm gonna wait, and then I saw this, I'm like, I need to get this because it's one of my favorite games. We played it together off and on, and Ocarina of Time is just so perfect to me. It's weird because right now, as a kid, A Link to the Past I could never get far into because I was so lost. But now I'm playing The Binding of Isaac, which is basically A Link to the Past randomized, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, so maybe I'll like it better now. But Ocarina of Time is a classic of all classics. It showed me what games could do, and there's also like a lot of demos and stuff included in this 2-game bonus disc. It's like, this is a must-have on any collection. There's more Zelda games that I need in my collection. I need Majora's Mask, but I said it right that time. I said Major last time, but yeah, Majora's Mask. So yeah, this is another one that anyone should have in their collection. It is fantastic. So now that we've gotten the GameCube out of the way, there's something I do want to say about this collection. Part of the reason that the GameCube collection is so small is because when I was younger, I never owned a GameCube. A lot of this is stuff that I got after the GameCube era when I had a Wii. So it's like kind of me going back and getting some games, but it's like not as big as I want it to be. The Wii collection though is small because I sold so much of my Wii games. There's some stuff here that I don't have anymore. I don't have Red Steel anymore. I don't have like quite a few games that were the staples of the Wii at the time because Red Steel did not hold up, to be fair. A lot of these Wii games that I used to have did not hold up. I tried to keep as much as I can. There's also some that needs to be replaced. My copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I looked at the disc and everything was cracked on it. Don't know what happened there. I think it was just, heat, but you never know. With that being said, let us take a look at my Wii collection. So first up, we have Mad World. I think this is someone that, this is a game that most collectors have, even if they just casually played the Wii. Mad World was one of the few, hardcore games for the Wii. I actually never played it, but, I love the art style, I love the look of it, and it was very well reviewed. So I got this for $5 in a used game drop. I need to try it out because this is one that everyone touts as one of the best on the Wii. I just haven't actually played it yet. So next up, we have Metroid Prime Trilogy for the Wii and Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Now, I bought 3 first, and I played a little bit of it, but I just wasn't liking the forced motion controls. I didn't mind it in some other games, but here is just like,
Press those key codes, shoot those targets, twist that panel, calibrate that panel, shoot the specific enemy, rip off that panel, again, pump that son bitch up.
And it just felt like it took me out of the game. I'm gonna try it again, see if I can get back into it, but I really wish I had a GameCube way to play it. However, I bought Metroid Prime Trilogy as a no-brainer because these are also incredibly rare to find, but also it's 3 great games in one collection. And you know what? If something happened to my GameCube, I could still play these on the Wii, or I could just plug in my GameCube controller. I do wish that, you have these Wii games, they offer GameCube support, the GameCube controller will never die, but unfortunately the Wii is the only option to play with it, and that is a little bit concerning. But even still, I think these are great purchases. Maybe not when this was new, but these are still good games, especially Metroid Prime 1 and 2. Now this is a funny one. So I'm a huge fan of Prince of Persia, as you know. If you watch my PS2 video and the beginning of GameCube, I've played through a lot. But I have a bunch of different versions of them because at the time, Prince of Persia Rival Swords came out. So basically, this is the 3rd game in the series. The only one that came out for the Wii. And so I'm like, alright, you know what? let me try with motion controls. This actually works really well with motion controls. It's not ham-fisted. They don't have you use it all the time. It's weird because like I love the story. I love the Two Thrones. So like you have the best game in the series on different hardware with different controls. Let me try it out. And I definitely say this was an interesting purchase. Not my favorite game of all time. Ooh, this has that issue too. Look at the disc on this. I don't know if you can pick it up, but it's... I don't know if that's heat damage. I'll have to test some of these out later. But like, it's one of those things where the thing is cracked on it, and
yeah, you couldn't really pick it up too well on the camera, but yeah, it's there.
Yeah, so I'll have to probably replace this at some point. But I feel like the Wii, like third-party Wii games were not best made. But even still, this was a fun game to play back in the day, and I still do want to try it out again at some point. Next up, we don't have Resident Evil 4. The one Wii game I have is Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles. It's an on-rail shooter, and you know what? I had to. Because I like on-rail shooters. Like, I played through Dead Space Extraction, and I had a fun time with that. So this is like one of those cheesy light gun games. I had to try it out. This works well for the Wii, and it's like, there's a thing on the back for the Wii Zapper, and I'm like, it fits so well on the Wii. When I was a kid, I played a lot of Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt was the original light gun game. Wii is just a perfect evolution of that. And so if you like that type of game, like I do, if you like, you know, oh my god, this is an on-rail shooter, I'm playing in the arcade, like this is that at home. So I definitely say play this game.
You gotta use your hands, that's a baby's toy.
Alright, now we have something really special. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and Super Mario Galaxy 2. Now, I haven't played 2 yet, but I loved Galaxy 1 so much that I just had to pick up Galaxy 2 when it launched. And I will eventually get around to like completing it. And yeah, these discs are much better shaped than the other ones that are in need of replacing. But like, Super Mario Galaxy is one of the greatest games of all time. Super Mario Odyssey, I think, trumps it just a bit, but when I played Galaxy, it was such a return to form for the series. I never really played Mario 64, but I played a ton of Sunshine, and then I played Galaxy, and Galaxy is just like, it's perfection, it's fun, it has the best score out of like any game, because it's like fully orchestrated. It is unique and fun, and it has a different gimmick, but it's not held down by this gimmick. I know I'm going to love 2, mostly because it's just more of Super Mario Galaxy 1, but more arcadey. But still, like, Super Mario Galaxy is just, man, I need to play it again at some point. I didn't 100% it, but I did get through the entire game, and I did get to defeat Bowser, but it's just such a trip, man. Now this one needs a new case. Definitely needs a new case. You can tell this isn't, I found this, I believe, at Game Crazy. And thankfully the disc is in good condition, but this is a cheap DVD case that they had at Game Crazy. Like, look, it doesn't even look like the same Wii logo on the side. Like, come on. But I had to get it because it was Super Paper Mario, and it was pre-owned, so it was very cheap. I actually like Super Paper Mario, but everyone's like, oh, you gotta play Paper Mario and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door and Super Mario RPG. This is the only one I've played. I played a little bit of it until there was a point where like you have to fight the Error Dragon, I think. And it gets weird. There's a point in the middle that I just didn't like, but Black as the villain was amazing. Now, I have a funny story about Black. I liked this game and its characters, especially Black as a villain, so much when I was a kid because he was someone different than Bowser. And I hadn't played a lot of the side games where there was other people than Bowser. And so at one point, back when Facebook had the, Mafia Wars, Zynga games, there was a Mario Kart style version of that. And my first ever writing credit and I don't think it's around anymore, was for that game, and I started writing as Bleck is the main villain for this Mario Kart game. And it was just a stupid thing that's not up anymore. I can't even find reference on it on any wikis. But this is special for me because, well, I find the middle of the game a little bit weird. It's why we kind of stopped in the middle, and I will get to it eventually. I love the villain so much, and it played such a part in my history. And so, say what you will, Super Paper Mario had a big impact on me. Okay, so this is Twilight Falchion's fault. So back in the day when I first starting out in patrons, I used to have this thing where people paid me $20 or sent a game, and I would buy it and review it. One of the ones that he requested was The Last Story, part of the Operation Rainfall event. Now, I don't have Pandora's Tower, but I got Last Story. This was very expensive, but totally worth it. It is still sealed. I haven't opened it. I haven't played it yet, but this is going to be for Twilight when I get to it, and it has everything in it. I just want to play it because it's one of those games that was not going to come over to America, but finally did, and was very rare. And I needed it in my collection. It just looks so good. I hope it's good. But I love the artwork. Alright, so the next one, it's Zelda. I'm a huge fan of Zelda. So we have Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Now, this is sealed. I have not played it yet, because the problem with Skyward Sword is that it requires Wii Motion Plus. I could never find this when I was younger. Like, I could never find the Wii Motion Plus attachment. I got the game, but it didn't come with it, so I couldn't play it. But I have it to eventually get to it. So when I get Wii Motion Plus, I will get to it, but this is on my to-do list. I've heard things.
Probably don't even need it anymore given the HD collection exists. Or the HD remaster.
But still, I needed to get it. But the thing is, Zelda Twilight Princess is such a big game to me. This is, of all the Zelda games, my favorite. It's not aged well graphically, and I get that. Like, it's like Skyrim. It tried for more Western, modernized Lord of the Rings style graphics. But I think what really got me about it is the uniqueness of its gameplay. The different things, because you have the staples in every Zelda. You have the boomerang, you have the bow and arrows, blah blah blah. But you don't have the top spinner or the ability to turn into a wolf. And I mean, on the other shelves, I have the Wolf Link amiibo and all that other stuff. To this day, this is my favorite puzzles, my favorite dungeons, the ball and chain, the double hook shot. The gameplay is probably the best of any of the series. And while the graphics have not aged very well, I will say that this is one of my favorite games of all time. It has some of my favorite story beats, favorite gameplay, and favorite characters. So, yeah, this should be in your collection. Alright, we have Xenoblade Chronicles. Now, I haven't opened this because I still need to finish Xenogears first. I'm one of those people who, I like to play where it started, and I know Xenogears and Xenosaga and Xenoblade are very different. The problem is they're from the same director, and they finally just decided, apparently Xenoblade is where, things finally ironed out and they got really, really good. But I want to finish Xenogears again, actually get through it, because I liked what I played of Xenogears. I love Xenosaga Episode 1, but I haven't played 2 or 3. And then Xenoblade, everyone's talking about 1, 2, and 3. I have this, and I have Chronicles X. But it's one of those things I need to get off my duff and finish this series. So I hear good things, just haven't played it. Wii Sports. I mean, there's no build-up for this. Everyone has Wii Sports. It came with the game. It came with the console, rather. And it was the first one that everyone got it. I still have it in its original case because I bought this at the midnight release. I got the system midnight release, stayed up all night outside a Best Buy to get my Wii with the Twilight Princess. And that's another reason why Twilight Princess is one of my favorites, because it's the first game I played, and it works so well with the Wii controls. It really is fantastic. But Wii Sports is great, but everyone has it. that's the last of the Wii. Now we have 2 new updates for collections, thanks to my wonderful patrons. My patrons are wonderful, and I said, okay, we just got Sonic Gems collection. What's the next thing we need for patron? Because we're going to be doing Sonic 3 Knuckles next. And they said, hey, you want to get Sonic Mega Collection? And I'm like, okay. I found Sonic Mega Collection for the GameCube, and it actually is in pretty decent shape. The disc is in the GameCube right now. I'm like, wait.
I'll be like, what? Did this crack or something?
Where's the disc? Where's the disc? It's in the GameCube. But this is from DK Oldies. I've heard bad things about DK Oldies consoles and controllers lately, but like, this isn't a bad disc. It functions, it works. It's just not the newest case. It still has the sticker residue on the side. But aside from that, it has the manual. It's in good condition. So I'm not gonna knock DK Oldies just yet. They gave me a good version of Sonic Mega Collection.
Hi, you get to see me and Kana now. Kana wanted to knock over the tripod.
Hi, come here, Spider Kana. I'm gonna knock over all your things. So yeah, this was $20 on DK Oldies. It's a used copy, but it's pretty good condition. The disc is in better condition than the case. So I'm gonna just update the case and we're gonna go from there. But thank you so much for this, patrons. Really means a lot to me because this has all the Sonic 3 and Knuckles stuff that isn't in the Sonic Origins, so I can talk about and compare. But I also got, same price, Sonic Mega Collection Plus. This was much easier to find. I found this on, I believe, eBay, and I was concerned. The case looks brand new. Like, this looks pretty much, and then it comes with a manual and the disc, and this was also only $20.
Yeah.
So, like, this, I am very happy with.
The PS2 versions of these games are often much easier to find than like the Xbox and GameCube versions.
Yeah.
Which in some games cases isn't like the best thing because the GameCube and Xbox versions are often better.
Like, I'm at least glad this is in very good condition. This is going, like almost brand new. So this is going into my PS2 collection. But also for the GameCube, I'll just update the case. Just thank you so much for patrons for helping me do my job better, because if I don't have different versions, I can't talk about differences, and there are differences between Plus and...
She played CD like, what was it, like 11 times?
Yeah, I played CD 11 times, and we're going to talk about that as we go. Come here, Spider Kitty. Kinda, I love you. I love you. She's causing troubles. She's like, you went to Across the Spider-Verse without me. How dare you? So yeah, Sonic Mega Collection and Mega Collection Plus. Got them in just in time for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so I can compare the different versions. But for CD, like, it was really necessary because when we got the CD for patrons, I had the PS3 version, but it's different from the Gems Collection version, and that's different from the Origins version.
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted to try.
Just ever so slightly different, you know?
I think there's more differences in the Mega Collection and whatnot, especially for Sonic 3. I do have the Ultimate Genesis Collection, which has things different, but the music is one thing that I know will change, and I want to know which one has the Michael Jackson tracks, you know?
Yeah, it's basically the original 3, like the original standalone 3 and the original version of 3 and Knuckles, but, you know, we can explain all that when we talk about Sonic 3.
Well, with that being said, Kana needs her nap time. Kana's getting tired. That is my current updated GameCube and Wii collection with a little bit more for the PS2. At some point I'll just do like an updated like scroll of PS2 collections, because we haven't added too much more, but
yeah, not really.
The next thing that we're going to talk about, not today, but I'm thinking of combining my Wii U collection and my Switch collection, so we can talk about more Nintendo stuff.
There'll probably be like a bunch of combinations like that, because like I can see, like just looking at your collection, it's like we can combine DS and 3DS and PSP and Vita and stuff.
Like the only ones that's going to be long is the shelf behind me.
Yeah, her PS3 collection is fucking massive.
You thought PS2 was long? PS3 collection is twice it.
Yeah,
size.
It is so huge.
So with that being said, I'm Zenith Warrior Princess, the cutest of buns. That has been Kana trying to disrupt the filming. We love you, Kana. And
we love
this
you, Kana.
is Philip, my wonderful editor.
Hello.
And we will see you next time for another Bun Extras. Thank you for tuning in and have a good one, everybody.
Bye-bye.